Hello. I want to talk to you today about the story behind a tweet. Because this was a weird one and it got somebody really fired up. So you deserve to know the truth. Alright, here's the tweet. My 4-year old accidentally dropped her corn dog on the floor and my pig ate it in 2 bites. So no, the pig doesn't care that we still eat pork. And so that's a pretty much true story. And I'll get into exactly what happened here. But the more interesting part about this was the response to that. So that tweet on its own is not particularly harmful, except maybe to the pig that, I don't know, maybe suffered psychological damage. We'll see. But here's the response, and I'll block out the person's name. It says, a joke that relies upon the torture of animals, your bacon is a 6-month-old piglet that died gasping for breath inside a gas chamber, and processed meat is a type 1 carcinogen that your family are ingesting. It's getting less and less funny when you see it through that lens. So here's the problem with getting offended over that. Like this wasn't something I made up. Like this was a real life event. This was just a day in my life. So I made a mistake when writing the tweet. It wasn't actually my 4-year-old. It wasn't Lucy. It was Waffle. And I realized that after tweeting it out, and I thought, what does it matter? There are no fact checkers. Except for now when, I'm fact checking myself. So score that one up. I lied there. It was Waffle who did it. Apparently, a corn dog is a large and unwieldy device. It's not properly balanced. Like it's not like a sword made for fencing. It's kind of top heavy. And somehow Waffle managed to not eat over the massive 9-foot table that she defaced with a marker. And I guess she had it out to the side and she dropped the whole corn dog before she took a bite. And Gilly swooped in and grabbed that thing and ran off with it. She didn't actually eat it in 2 bites. I mean, she chewed some. It was probably 3 or 4 bites. So I had a chance to get it back out of her mouth, and I looked at that pig, and I looked at that corn dog, and I thought, no, that corn dog is gone. There comes a point in your life where you just have to say, am I going to reach into a pig's mouth and dig out a corn dog? And that point came for me, and I said no. Hard pass. When she was smaller, I would sometimes dig things out of her mouth like gum, and it's dicey at best. Like she doesn't run up to you and bite, but if she's actively chomping on something and she lives for food, yeah, don't stick your fingers in there. So she did not mind that she ate this corn dog, but clearly the commenter minded. Corn dogs are actually an oddly controversial topic on my timeline. One time years ago, before some holiday, we were going to go to my parents' house, and I gave my kids corn dogs for breakfast because we didn't have any cereal at the time. Something was going on. I don't know. I gave them corn dogs for breakfast, and I thought it was just funny because, they're eating corn dogs at the wrong time of day. And somebody told me, hey, I am unfollowing you. You are a terrible parent. Your kids are going to die. Corn dogs are basically poison. I don't think it was the same commenter as this time because, the other person said they were unfollowing me. So I'm going to go ahead and assume that this is somebody separately outraged about corn dogs. This time, so there's really 2 lines of things here. 1, corn dogs are poison. 2, it's awful that that my pig ate a corn dog. Here's the thing about pigs, though, the uncomfortable fact. They're not herbivores, despite the fact that I've made jokes about her being a herbivore before. Pigs are omnivores. Like they eat meat. Like you don't really think of them like prowling around like a bobcat, like pouncing on prey, but they will eat meat. They will eat other pigs. If there's a sick or injured pig in a pig pen, they will devour that pig. There are actually stories of a farmer, falling in and getting injured. This happens a lot, not a lot, but it's happened more than once that a human being has been injured and the pigs will eat them. I mean, there's a reason in movies mobsters use pigs to dispose of bodies. Like this is a real thing. Pigs will eat you. I have no doubt that if I died in this house and Gilly were trapped inside it with me, she would eventually eat me. It would take her a long time, but she wouldn't feel particularly bad about it. I actually, believe it or not, I listened to a podcast today. I can't remember the name of it, but it was about the history of trash bags with the the draw cord. Yeah, I lead a wild life, but they were talking about trash disposal in America, and there was a time when you just kind of threw trash on the roads, and they let pigs out roaming around to eat it, and there were incidents where those pigs would eat small children. There wasn't enough trash on the ground. They would isolate some toddler and eat them. Like pigs will eat meat. Granted, my pig is not big enough to eat a toddler. If she did eat a toddler, that would be a deal breaker. Like as much as I love pigs, if they start eating my children, they're out of here. But they eat meat. So when that pig got a hold of that corn dog, it had no qualms about it whatsoever. It didn't care that corn dog was made of other pigs. It would not have cared if that corn dog was made of humans. It was going to eat that corn dog, and she succeeded. That corn dog was gone, and I didn't fight her for it. As to the other point about corn dogs being basically poison, I think the depiction of slaughterhouses there is a tad inaccurate. I know that slaughterhouses are not pleasant places by any means, but I'm pretty sure they're not using poison gas for that because, we then ingest the meat. And if I get cancer, it will be for one of the million other bad habits I have. I doubt it will be traced back to that particular corn dog. But if it is, if somehow scientists prove, hey, you got cancer because of that one corn dog, I owe you, dear commenter, an apology. But in the meantime, I'm not going to feel guilty about it. This was a real thing. It happened. It's a little bit awkward, but we're all going to live. Except for that corn dog, which was already dead. So let's not cry for the corn dog. Anyway, this was the true story of my tweet about the corn dog and somebody who got really, really mad about it. Thank you for watching this, and please subscribe, because I'm sure there's all sorts of other people I'm going to offend over something stupid, and then I'll come out and tell the real story, which is probably more offensive than the real original tweet. Thank you.